Welcome back to whatever this is. My name is Oh, I almost said my government name. Oh my goodness. My name is Kaysa. I'm online and today I'm going to give my thoughts on a scenario that hopefully will never happen to me. I have never watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I imagine it's in Texas. There's a chainsaw and most likely a massacre. I know I'm not funny, but I'm here because I want to be. So when it comes to that, I think it's pretty straightforward on what you would do in this scenario. If you haven't seen the other video where I spoke about The Exorcist, essentially I try to give realistic ideas of what you can do in a situation that you're in. A lot of horror movies put you in situations where it seems like you got to figure out how to escape. So I kind of just want to see, how would I escape potentially? What could I potentially do? Maybe what could I realistically do? Because sometimes horror movies get it wrong. First off, for those who may not know, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a movie that was made in the 1970s, so 1974, and it was the goriest tangent of the horror genre. Hoary? Who is Hoary? The goriest tangent of the horror genre was spawned by Toby Hooper's vicious foray into deep Texas, where a group of apparently. It's a family of cannibals. Cannibals, they are people. They're definitely people. When Sally Marilyn Burns hears that her grandfather's grave may have been vandalized, she and her paraplegic brother, Franklin Paul A. Parton, set out with their friends to investigate. After a detour to their family's old farmhouse, they discover a group of crazed, murderous outcasts living next door. As the group is attacked one by one by the chainsaw-wielding Leatherface, Gunnar Hansen, who wears a mask of human skin, the survivors must do everything they can to escape. Now, I kind of already knew that about Leatherface and what generally happens. I mean, at this point in any horror story, I'm just going to assume that the people are cannibals in some way or form, and unless told otherwise. So in any horror movie, I'm just assuming everyone is a cannibal. When it comes to this movie, I feel like there are just a few components. First off, I don't truly know if there is a realistic way to fight a chainsaw. I don't know if you know, chainsaws are meant to cut trees. Flesh is not as sturdy as trees, we'll say. Just between you and me, flesh is not as sturdy as trees. Now, that's the realistic understanding of me saying, oh yeah, I would die. But a lot of this has to do with escaping and being cunning and trying to figure out how to escape. So first off, realistically, we wouldn't be there. It says right there that their grave has been, grandfather's grave may have been vandalized. Here's the thing. Why would you ever take a detour? Don't take the detour. Why would you take detours? I don't need to watch the movie. No one needs to take detours because there is no detour out here that is realistically set up that will put you in a space closer to some crazy ass mofos in the deep boonies of the rural area. So I guess what I'm trying to say, if you're in a rural area, never take detours. You just shouldn't take detours. Just go around the sign and keep moving. If there's giant gaping holes in the ground, better to deal with than a freaking cannibal, okay? A cannibal that's after you, at the very least, with a chainsaw. That. Now, I know Leatherface's whole thing is about how he literally skinned somebody's face and put it on his because it makes him feel better or something like that. Sometimes we like to dress up, is what I'm going to call that. What would you do? You're in the scenario already. He is after you with his chainsaw. Now, first off, it was obviously probably like a trap, or the house is filled with traps. These seem like the individuals who would prefer to chase their prey in a lot of ways in their own house. Of course, if you let human prey run away, they'll probably get the police. So maybe that is also an incentive to try to kill them. It's kind of like a win-win situation if you think about it for the family, because they'll get a meal and not me justifying their actions. I'm not trying to justify their actions. I was just making a compare. It's fine. So what would you do? I'm sorry, I'm rambling on. I already told you, like, realistically, you would probably die or just never take a detour at all in rural areas. But what you can do in this scenario, if I can conjure up an idea, let me think. Cannibals, chainsaws, house in the boonies. I truly think there's one option that you have. One and a half, and you'll understand why in a second. Your only option at that point, if you somehow get past the chainsaw, is to become a cannibal too. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. You gotta become a cannibal at that point. You're all in. Life is it's literally eat or be eaten. This is literally the situation of eat or be eaten. And if there is a situation where you can just latch onto someone's neck and just pull out some arteries or something like that, like maybe you don't have to eat them entirely, but it might help you mentally to just be like, today I'm just a cannibal. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be realistic. They're coming out to you to kill you no matter what and probably eat you. They're going to enjoy that. And if they're the type of people to toy with their food, well, that sucks for you. But if you bite back, that's going to surprise them at the very least. And you can literally put it down square up. You know, I mean, that's going to be your best case scenario. Punching them and all types of stuff may not work, but listen, put your canines to work on them arteries. And then the other half is that if somehow you're able to find poison or a weapon, that might help, obviously, getting a weapon. But if you find poison, right? So let's say you try to escape and that doesn't work. Let's say you try to become a cannibal and that doesn't work. Let's say they get you no matter what. Take some poison that might be able to help you get out at least earlier. The idea is you take some poison, sprinkle it like somewhere in your body. Maybe if you got to cut open, put it in there. I don't know how poison works. The goal is to make yourself venomous. You see what I'm saying? Like if you can poison them, that's not going to work. That's wishful thinking. That might work. I don't know how poison works. Clearly. That's what I'm saying. That's your best case scenario besides just regular fighting back, I guess. I think that you might as well just become a cannibal. Put them on edge. You're gonna eat me? Well, I'll eat you too. What a weird sentence. Please, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you would actually do. Would you become a cannibal? If your life was on the line, eat or be eaten. I'm just saying that's literally the scenario right there. So I'm just, let me know, like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Yeah.